Hello accounts people, time to have a look at some errors on VAT returns. We're going to complete this sheet in a few minutes. We're going to have a look at various types of errors, but first a quick reminder of the rules. The rules then, we can simply correct our error on our next VAT return assuming it wasn't deliberate, it wasn't careless, and it was less than £10,000. It used to be a much smaller amount than that. It changed quite significantly a few years ago. Alternatively, if the error is less than £50,000 and we're a bigger company, so it's less than 1% of our turnover, we can correct that on our next VAT return. E.g., so if I made a £15,000 error, we can correct this for a business assuming the turnover's more than 1.5 million. If we can't use that method because the error is more than £50,000, more than the 1%, was deliberate or was very careless, we can complete form 652, available on the website, or we can write them a very nice begging letter. However, you will probably still get a penalty. Let's have a look at the number work anyway. So let's have a look then. So these are 4 single errors or multiple errors of the same type. So first of all, there's a little table up here. Error A, we didn't claim enough back. So what we should have claimed or paid, we should have had an output of £10,000, we should have claimed back £3,000 and paid over £7,000. So in this case, that was okay, the output was fine, it was the input that was wrong. So maybe invoice sitting on somebody's desk, locked away, misread, didn't type the VAT in, whatever, doesn't make any difference. What we actually did was pay the government £7,150. So we've actually overpaid the government. So to correct this, on our next VAT return, we're going to put the £150 difference and we're going to claim it by putting it in box 4. Second one, we claim back too much. Output, the same as it should have been. Input then, so this is what we've done wrong. We've put 3,200. Maybe we're claiming back something we shouldn't have, or we've just done a miscalculation. So the amount paid to the government, 6,800. So we have underpaid them. And we've underpaid them by £200, and we're going to correct this by putting it in box 1. Just add it to the output on the next VAT return. So the next error is on the opposite side. It's an output tax error. We haven't charged enough to customers. So instead of charging the 10,000, maybe we got numbers the wrong way around. Missed it out. Either way, we've only charged our customers 9,100. Our input was okay. So the end result is that we've actually paid the government 6,100. So that's an underpaid of 900, and just like the previous one, add it to box 1, add it to our outputs to correct. Our last mini situation then, we've charged our customers too much VAT. Maybe we charged something that we shouldn't have. So we charged our customers an extra £1,000 VAT. Input the same. We've actually paid over to the government £8,000. We've overpaid it, so that £1,000 will go into box 4, and we're effectively claiming it back on the next VAT return. So it doesn't matter whether it's an input or an output error, the corrections are simply in the relevant boxes, box 1 or box 4. Of course, if you just missed out an invoice by a few days or it will sit on somebody's desks, most companies in practice will actually just put it through and it just automatically goes through on the next VAT return, and nobody's any the wiser. Multiple errors then. So I've got one example here. We've got all 4 variations on a theme. We have understated our output, we have understated our input, we've overstated our output, and we've overstated our input. Somebody's therefore not very good at calculating VAT. They need some practice. However, what does this mean? Well, it means that what should have started off as 10,000, we understated our output, so we paid 500 less, and we overstated it by 99. So that works out at 10,000 minus 500 plus 99. So what we actually must have put on our VAT return was 9,599 instead of the 10,000. Our input then. So input should have been 3,000. We have understated it. So the amount we actually put in was £200 lower than it should have been. And we've also overstated something. So it was £12 higher. The net result of that on the input £2,812. So what did we actually pay the government after all those errors? We actually paid them 6,787. The difference between our output and our input. The error total then, we should have paid 7,000. My quick calculations, I reckon that's an error of 213. This is an underpayment. We haven't paid as much as we should have, so we're going to add it to box 1. And that completes our small error corrections.